The path looked a little bit more challenging to me. I might be wrong. I'm not going to stand up here and be defensive about that. But the path looked a little bit more challenging with 70% of our cap and such a high percent of our usage tied into two players.
This has got to be the lamest shit of an excuse for somebody to get traded.
Yeah.
Of all time. When Luka got traded, I understood it. Oh, he doesn't play defense. He got a shame.
Yeah.
But
and
like,
it was about to be $350 million.
$350 million. You know, when like big names get traded, it's always something that comes out. You're the smartest guy in the room.
Say that Jaylen Brown it's a disease. He suddenly thinks he's the smartest guy in every room he's in. I've worked with people in the media. It's really, you get into a really bad space. You make a lot of money. Suddenly you're absolutely sure. You don't want to listen to your bosses. You don't want to listen to consultants. You don't want to listen to teammates. Jaylen's kind of, and by the way, one executive told me, this was always a little bit of Jaylen Brown's personality, kind of the smartest guy in the room.
And his analytics didn't add up.
Yeah.
But they won
It's not good
50 plus games and was second in the East. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These are the reasons he supposedly left a sour taste in the organization's mouth to get traded?
We're back with another one, and this time the spotlight is on Brad Stevens and his latest press conference. He stepped in front of the media and tried to make sense of a situation that a lot of people feel simply can't be explained. Judging by the reaction, though, very few were convinced by what he had to say.
Looked a little bit more challenging to me. I might be wrong. I'm not going to stand up here and be defensive about that. But the path looked a little bit more challenging with 70% of our cap and such a high percent of our usage tied into two players.
So let me get this right. I'm going to make sure, for context, he said one of the reasons, this could be the only reason, but I think there are a lot of 2 things, 3 things, 4 things could be true. He said one of the reasons that he didn't want to have guys with high usage rate, 2 guys with high usage rate, and taking up 70% of the cap. Now, mind you were trying to trade for Giannis, who wanted 35% of your cap, which would have been 2 guys again having half the cap. And another guy that has an extremely high usage rate, it might be higher than both JB and JT's. So you were looking to bring him on, and that wasn't gonna be no issue. The issue seems to be Giannis wanted 3 years, you seem to be only go to 2. But the mere fact you was willing to bring somebody on to eat up 30% of your cap, so now you're back to 70%, 2 guys, and somebody with a high usage rate. I'm not so sure, Chad. I didn't look at this, and I apologize. But as look this up, let's see where Giannis' usage rates is compared to JB and JT.
It's probably higher.
I'm confused, Joe.
It's for sure higher. His usage rate is for sure higher.
When you look at the numbers, the argument becomes a lot harder to accept. During the 2024-25 season, Giannis finished at the top of the NBA's usage rate leaderboard among eligible players, while Jaylen Brown wasn't even close to that conversation. Brown's role only expanded the way it did after Jason Tatum went down with an injury. Once Tatum was out, most people expected Boston to slide in the standings, but Brown responded by taking on the responsibility, leading the Celtics and helping them finish as the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference despite those expectations. That has led many people to ask the opposite question. If Brown had been the one injured and Tatum had been left to carry the team, would the Celtics still have ended up with the 2nd seed? It's a debate plenty of fans have had, and because of that, a lot of people aren't convinced by Brad Stevens' explanation.
I'm looking at 24-25 when everybody was healthy in the regular season. Giannis was the top in usage, a tick under 35%. Guess who number 5 was?
Who?
Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown was all the way down at 16. So we're not surprised that Jaylen Brown went up because JT went out.
Right.
That's only natural.
Yeah.
So in other words, he sacrificed the guy that when he was on the same team as Jason Tatum, he was number 16 in usage. And the guy he wanted to replace him with was number 1. So usage really ain't really have a whole lot to do with it. Because if you would have gave that third year, Giannis would have signed off, and you'd have had a guy that the year before had the highest usage rate in all the NBA. Because bringing him on a team with a guy that had the 5th highest usage rate in all the NBA.
I get that, things didn't end in a facet that made sense. To me, it's still, I'm still trying to make sense of it. I'm still processing it. So, I'm just grateful to have an opportunity, and I'm grateful for the families to allow me to come into their community and get involved and try to find solutions.
I can't believe this. I can't believe that again. I can't believe that stuff like this guy's been a model citizen. He's been a role model in the community. These are things I know for a fact. I don't know anybody that said one bad thing about him. And because he comes out and has a chip on his shoulder from not making an Olympic team after being a finals NBA champion MVP, and then, just dealing with shoe companies, coming out with his own brand. This is just ridiculous. And I know it's a rival of Boston, but I just wish him the most success.
This is like the sad thing about sports, like when the politics start coming into play, it doesn't make it as pure. You know what I'm saying? Like, guys just can't, they always got to find ways to tear somebody down or discredit what they are, what they've done. But there's politics and everything, man. And unfortunately, he's had to deal with them. I think, again, he's accepted every challenge. He's overcome most of them. He's proven a lot of people wrong. And I hope he continues to do so.
A lot of fans seem to be looking at this situation the exact same way. Even though the whole thing turned into a mess and could have been handled differently, it feels like this ended up being the right move for Jaylen Brown. A lot of people believe Jaylen Brown never got the appreciation he truly deserved from the Boston Celtics. Now he has a real chance to chase another championship, and that's a huge opportunity for him this season. On top of that, he'll get to face the Celtics 4 times next year, and you already know those games are going to draw plenty of attention. Those matchups are going to be must-watch basketball. At the same time, fans just weren't buying the message the Boston Celtics were trying to put out. Whatever Brad Stevens was trying to convince people of, it simply wasn't landing with most fans. Still, everything has a way of working itself out in the end. That's how I see the whole situation. Now, I want to hear what you think, so drop your thoughts in the comments like you always do. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button before you head out. As always, peace and chaos.